Hi guys, so in today's portfolio update video, I'm going to do a slightly different thing where rather than just taking you through everything bit by bit, I'm going to split this into 3 sections. So firstly, I'm just going to take you through what has changed. So literally, I bought X amount of this company. Then I'm going to take you through why I've added certain companies. So I'm going to do this going forward. I won't go through the portfolio sort of going backwards, but with every new company that I add, I'll just explain why I'm adding that company to my portfolio. And lastly, I will take you through the screen grab as I normally do and take you through what the positions are looking like. It just means that if you're interested in any specific part of that, you can just skip through the video and not have to worry about everything else. And it makes it easier to realize what's changed since the last video. So first things first, what's changed since the last portfolio update? I've added 0.92 shares of Microsoft. I've added 1.96 of a share in the FTSE 100 index. I've added 0.03 on Amazon. So I've added 2 Unilever shares. With those, they were free shares, but I've kept them. So normally I would sell the free shares that I get and reallocate them. But with these, I've actually been meaning to add Unilever to my portfolio, so it worked out pretty well. I've added 1.17 of Johnson & Johnson, again, a new addition to my portfolio. I've added 2 shares of AstraZeneca. Again, these were free shares. I've been very lucky this month. I literally got the second AstraZeneca about 15 minutes ago, so it can still make it into this video. So those were my additions into the invest account. And then in my Icer, these are gonna seem like very weird numbers, but it's because I've basically most of the time added funding and then allocated it to my pie. So I've added 0.29 of AT&T. I've added 0.1 of AbbVie. I've added 0.4 of Comcast, 0.07 of the S&P 500 ETF, and then 0.02 of the S&P 500. These again are, I think I've said before, or I might not have addressed it, but they are basically the Vanguard S&P 500 ETFs, but one is held in pounds and one is held in dollars. I added 0.128 of Realty Income, and then half a share of Apple and 0.1 of a share of Tesla. So those are the changes in terms of what I've added to my portfolio. But I just wanted to explain very briefly, again, I'm not doing sort of stock analysis or anything like that. There's plenty of that around. But just a very brief overview of why I've added these 2 companies into my portfolio. So first of all, Johnson & Johnson. So Johnson & Johnson have been on my list for a long time now, and I've only just got around to adding them to my portfolio, similar to Unilever really, but they essentially, like, the dividend yield isn't super high. It's 2.7%, I believe, but they are a dividend aristocrat. They've actually increased their dividend every single year for the last 57 years. They also own over 250 companies, so they are super diversified, which I love in any company. And actually, with all the companies that they own, they are fairly diversified as well. So that's basically why I've added Johnson & Johnson. And then secondly, Unilever. So Unilever has actually paid uninterrupted dividends for more than a decade and have consistently increased their dividends for the last 5 years. They are a really strong company and they own a lot of brands that we use in everyday life. So again, it's been one that I've had on my watch list for a long time, and through my research I realized that I wanted them in my portfolio. So again, I finally got them as free shares and decided to keep it in there. So let's now go through the general portfolio, see what all the holdings are looking like, and see what the portfolio is doing. So if we start with the invest account, so you can see I've got £903 invested, but I am down £11. So not a surprise, this week and last week have not been great for the stock market, so I'm not too worried. So you can see I've got Amazon here, about £73 at the moment, and down £5, which is 6%. So not great, but I think over the last week or so, the tech companies have been going down, so it's sort of consistent with everything that's happening. AstraZeneca, almost 3.5 shares now. It's been doing okay. Quite up and down lately, but currently plus 0.3%, and I've got almost £300 invested in them. Almost 2 shares of the iShares FTSE 100 ETF. I think I got this purely because I had a bit of spare cash and I wanted to just add an ETF into this portfolio. And I sort of realized I don't have very much in terms of the UK stock markets ETF wise, so I just thought I'd throw that in there for a bit of diversification. Johnson & Johnson, so one share at £120, so I'm down £1.25, but again, a really strong, consistent company, so I'm not too bothered. Microsoft brought it up to one whole share now, so £163 invested, down almost £10, but same as with Amazon, everything's sort of going down at the moment. National Grid, these are purely free shares. Trading212 enjoy giving out National Grid shares for free shares, so I decided because I've got them in my free trade portfolio anyway, I'm just gonna leave them here for now. I may or may not sell them eventually, but actually rather than adding them on the free trade portfolio, I think for now I'm just gonna let this grow naturally through the free shares. Again, down £1. Pfizer, I haven't really touched since I purchased it initially, but I've got just under £25 in that, down 3% at the moment, but that's fine. I keep saying that's fine. I'm going to stop saying that's fine. Let's just go through the numbers and just assume that it's fine that things have gone down. They did actually pay me a dividend of 7p this month, so not a big dividend, but I didn't actually buy them for the dividends anyway, so it's just a nice little bonus. And then Unilever, again, these were free shares, but just under £100 and currently plus £5, which is brilliant. So moving into the Icer now, I've got just under £500 in this one. £17 in AbbVie, currently down 4%. £45 in Apple, it's currently down just under £5. I did initially invest £50, but again falls into that whole tech stocks crashing thing. 0.7 of a share of AT&T, so again about £17 and down by 2p, so I can definitely live with that. Comcast, if you remember from the last update, I was really excited about finding and adding Comcast into my portfolio. So it's good to see that it's almost 8% up since I got it a month ago. I'm definitely planning to increase this one quite a bit. Realty income, good to see that it's come back out of the black hole it was in. I can't remember whether it was in the last update I did or the one before, but I remember being really worried because Realty was quite down, but it seems to have recovered, which is brilliant, and currently up £2.50. Again, almost £300 invested here, so pretty good. Tesla, I did mention I was just going to reinvest my gains from the stock split, so I did that plus £10 of my own money, so got £50 in there, currently down £1, which I'm not too disappointed with because I was thinking they were probably going to crash anyway, which is why I didn't reinvest that much, like my initial investment, back into them. So pretty pleased with that it hasn't gone down any further than that. And then finally the two Vanguard S&P 500 ETFs. So yeah, that's pretty much it in terms of the portfolio update. So hopefully you found it useful. I know you guys enjoy the portfolio updates. Final thing to say is, if you haven't noticed, I have a Patreon page now. I've teamed up with Ewan where we're going to do team calls and stuff like that. So if you want to be part of it, just check out the Patreon link down below, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.